I'm guessing what the password is. I don't use it. I use a Yahoo account. So
Nancy said shut the door.
We're gonna bring this to order. Ann, if you'd like to come stand, or wherever you'd like to be.
I think she's happy
You'd
with
like to stay
that.
right where you are? Okay. All of us have worked with John over many, many, many years. In memory of John R. Busey III, and I'm gonna cry. 1944 to 2022, for his dedication and over 30 years service with New Hanover County Animal Advisory Board and New Hanover County Animal Services Appellate Dangerous Dog Panel. This is the room for the appel. We used to meet at the health department, the advisory board. We haven't had a meeting for that for a while, but the man was good. He led us well, and he knew his dogs.
Yes, he did.
That he did.
And we thank the sheriff's office for letting us present this plaque for animal services in his memory. I know Ann doesn't know everybody, but if everybody will, even if she knows, other people may not know other people, if you'll introduce yourselves and maybe say just a short sentence.
You want me to start?
Mhm.
Well, why don't you let
Okay,
just
Susan,
start?
I'm Susan Jackson, member of Hanover Kennel Club, so I've known John for years and years, and he just worked tirelessly to make our club a success, our shows a success.
Linda?
Linda Woods, retired animal services officer. I met, John went out here and sat into boards and listened to him, and his knowledge is just astronomical. And he was always fair.
Nancy?
Nancy Ryan, I'm retired from Animal Services. Sounds so good. I worked with John more on the advisory side. I did do, some he would have questions when we were discussing dangerous dog stuff, but mostly with the advisory board when Gene was here. And he was always very forward thinking. That's what I really appreciated about John. And I had just seen him in the fall at the AKC. Could have knocked him over with a feather. We hadn't seen each other in a long time. And I'll miss him. He was a good guy.
Denise?
And I'm Denise Koval. I'm retired deputy from the sheriff's office, and my last tour was with animal services. And I started working with the dangerous dog appeals and the initial panel. But my memory of John is he was so particular and so accurate on his forms that even when I'd make a mistake, he would know that, hey, you need to do this way and this way. So he was just a gem to work with.
Stephen?
I'm Stephen Watson. I'm the shelter manager now, but when I was in enforcement, Jody and I, for a while, administered the dangerous dog from the initial panel on through the appellate board. And so we were often in these meetings, and at times they would get very contentious. The owner of the animal was always innocent, and at times it would rise to a level that was a bit unmanageable. And I really admired Mr. Boozer because he could cut the foolishness, and I took that, the way he would just put an end to it. I took some of those things that he had said with me out into the field and used them on citizens when they were starting to give me crap. I mean, sorry for the, and so I really appreciated him for that, and certainly for his service. Amazing. Thank you.
Jody Kerwin. I've known John for years and years through here. When he would come in, first thing, get him coffee. That would be our thing, get him coffee. But he will be greatly missed.
My name's Bruce Hickman. I'm retired police officer, K-9 Hanover from Wilmington Police Department. I met John. I was actually in here testifying as an expert witness in a case, and after I finished testifying, I left, and I don't know, maybe a week or a month, or I don't remember how long it was. He recruited me, so I've been here ever since.
Good job.
Yeah, I guess.
Yeah, you got your roped
But
in.
I grew to really respect him, and I thought a lot of him. And so, as everybody else has said, he is missed.
I'm Philip Peterson. I just basically met John fall of 2021, and just got to experience him here on the board. And kind of like how Stephen was saying, if he needed something taken over right away or stopped, he would kind of say it. That was it, and it was done. Very extremely knowledgeable man, and he's truly going to be missed.
Sergeant?
My name's Sergeant David Griswold. I've only been in animal services for maybe a year or two, so my interactions with him there weren't a lot, they were rather minor, but everything I've ever heard about him was always in a really positive light, from his knowledge to his character to just how he conducted himself in here. And I do know he will be greatly missed on the board hearings.
Thank you.
I'm Larry Bray. I'm a member of the board. I was brought in by some friends and also by John. It was intriguing, I guess, to watch him work. I didn't have the chance to see him work as a judge in the confirmation ring, but I did have the opportunity several times to see him in his work here with the board. And his number one thing was dogs. He spoke dogs, he judged dogs, he loved dogs, and I think most of all, he loved people, and that's what made him who he was.
Jenny?
I started working with John. I think I took over after Koval with the Dangerous Dog, which is around 2020 or 2021. 21. And I've known John ever since I've worked here, honestly, but my interactions with him were fairly limited until I took over with her. But John was always a fair guy. He was a people person, he was a dog person, but he was always fair to people. And I enjoyed working with him, and I will miss him greatly. I don't think we can replace him.
No.
So.
And I'm Nancy Parrott. I've known him for over 30 years. With, like I said, with the advisory board when it used to be held at the health department, and of course here. One of a kind. Never be another one like him. And I hope that I can share this chair
Yes.
as well as he did, because as everyone else said, he was one of a kind. He will be greatly missed.
Thank you all for your kind words. He was very dedicated to animal control, the animal services. If we were trying to plan something, he'd say, let me look, I've got to see if there's an advisory board meeting or there's a dangerous dog. I have to see if the calendar's clear before we can plan anything. So he was really dedicated, and he enjoyed working with all y'all.
Yeah.
Thank you for him.
Yes, thank you.
Thank you for
Thank
letting
you.
him come out.
I was getting ready to say that.
And, with him, I couldn't have stopped him if that's what he wanted to do.
Sergeant, if you wouldn't mind, if you and Ann and me with the plaque can take a picture, so John can take a picture. And actually, if anybody else wants to get in the picture, come on back here. So